As the year gradually comes to an end, Salihu Lukman, former vice chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC in the Northwest, is interested in strengthening Nigeria's opposition party ahead of the 2027 election. Salihu Lukman, who resigned his position in the All Progressives Congress due to his conviction that the atmosphere in the party is completely at variance with the founding vision of forming a progressive party, believes in a new Nigeria come 2027. Joining us now on this show to tell us why Nigeria's opposition party must be strengthened ahead of the 2027 election in Nigeria is Salihu Lukman, former vice chairman, Northwest of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Good morning, Mr. Lukman, and thank you very much for joining us on the morning show.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufai.
Good morning.
Compliment of the season.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
You too.
Okay, you left the APC. You said the APC is no longer a progressive party. Now we hear you want to join forces with the opposition to remove the APC from power at the center. Now, a few days ago, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had his maiden media chat, and he was speaking with a lot of confidence about how, look, his administration has done excellently well, and how in days to come, in months to come, Nigerians will see the fructification of the various reform policies of his administration. And here you are, a former ally, saying this APC has to be dislodged. Let's start with the president's media chat. I don't know whether you watch it, but you have probably read, some of the things he said. Do you still feel strongly after that media chat that President Tinubu, your former ally, should be removed in 2027, that is?
Well, I think, frankly, Dr. Abati, I will say that the media chat has not changed anything. If anything, it projected a leader who somehow is not listening to the cry of the nation. And there is nothing substantially that you can point at to say this is the true plan of this government and this will be the possible outcome in the next few months or in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years. So my position has been, and I didn't hide it at all. We unfortunately end up with a government that is, impulsively taking decisions. And somehow the government is in denial that its policies are not working. Until the government accept that they have taken wrong decisions and very impulsively and begin to take steps to correct it, I don't see the magic that this government can produce. But coming back to the issue you raised from the beginning about getting the opposition organized. Look, the beauty of democracy is about choices, And at the moment, the cry of the nation is that our democracy is not presenting citizens with choices or options. And I think the challenge before all of us is to make sure we present to Nigerians a viable option that will present something refreshing, something new, something that will begin to meet the expectation of citizens. That is what democracy is all about. So far, we are having the tragedy, I'll call it tragedy because here we are as a democracy, none of our parties is functioning, and the fact of a party is not functioning, you can see it because none of the party is holding meetings, Whether it's APC, the last time APC met was in August 2023. PDP has been postponing its next meeting almost indefinitely. So once parties are not meeting, the capacity to perform the function of a political party is completely compromised, which is about aggregating interests and opinion of citizens and using that to shape policies of government. When that is not happening, you don't have a democracy. And I think for many of us, what we have committed ourselves to is to ensure that this challenge is resolved in Nigeria so that at least we have a political party that is functional. Of course, some of the problem of political parties are very clear. I mean, they are not hidden to all of you. The major challenge is that all our parties believe in imposition. Electoral contests internally within parties are made almost impossible. In fact, the truth is that the mindset of an average Nigerian politician is to rig election. They don't believe in winning the support of citizens. It's all about manipulating processes. So this has to be corrected. And we are committed, many of us are committed to ensure that we are not just working to defeat Aswaju, we are working to produce a political party that will facilitate the process of national negotiation in such a way that the confidence of Nigerians are high and that they can really work not just to vote, but to ensure that when they vote, the result is protected and the result become the one that will be declared.
Well, Dr. Lukman, before I let you go, just a small clarification. Is this a case of sour grapes? You were DG of the Progressive Governors Forum. You were vice chairman of the APC Northwest. And all of a sudden, you are now the one saying you want the opposition to dislodge the APC. Is this a question of sour grapes? Because probably they didn't give you what you expected. You probably expected that President Tinubu will make you a minister or give you one of those positions they call juicy, and now you are carrying the flag against a party that you once articulated is progressive, ideal.
Well, I think if I remember very well, Dr. Abati, this is the second time you are asking me a question about whether it's sour grape or not, and my response is simple, I mean, we all have our own belief and conviction. And for me, my conviction is not a hidden one, we struggle for this democracy, we're in the trenches, we made some of the wrong decisions at the beginning of this democracy, which is about not participating in politics. We decided in 1998, 1999 not to participate in partisan politics, largely because of wrong decision. Now, some years down the line, we discovered we made a mistake. We had to take steps to correct it. Some of us went into partisan politics, and of course, we were very clear, if the opportunity presents itself to contest election, we tried to do that. But we were doing it based on strategy to show that, look, it is possible to play politics very decently. Now, the high point of my political participation is the fact that, like you pointed out, I didn't just become DG of Progressive Governors Forum and National Vice Chairman. Some of us were very central to the advocacy for merger. And of course, in all of that thing, we never hidden the fact that we were dissatisfied with the way things are being handled, So even as DG of Progressive Governors Forum, I didn't take a back seat, When things go wrong, I come out and cry publicly. So, and if you recall, in the build-up to 2023 election, I was in the forefront of the internal struggle within the APC to prevent a situation where candidates will be, especially presidential candidates, will be imposed on the party. And for me, at that point, I saw Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as an ally, as somebody who clearly had the credential to provide the leadership to fight the battle. And we all rallied around him and fought the battle. Now, of course, I was hopeful. I never hid the fact that I was dissatisfied with the fact that the party was losing its progressive credential. And this didn't just start happening in 2023. In fact, part of my advocacy against the leadership of Comrade Adams Ashimole was based on some of those issues, And consistently, when the caretaker committee came in and was behaving the way it did, we were in the forefront of the struggle against the caretaker committee. So the issue is clear, Dr. Abati. It is either we want to build this democracy from its foundation, which is ensuring that we have a party that is really truly democratic and functional. I'm not even talking about being progressive. Progressive is the high point that one will want a party to be. But at least let it be democratic. Let its organ be meeting. Let it respect its own rule. So what I saw immediately after the emergence of Asuwaju was that we were completely drailing. Of course, I was in the forefront. I won't even hide the fact that I led the struggle against the Abdullahi Adamu leadership. I was in that National Working Committee. And having succeeded, the next thing I saw, all the internal agreement of the party were being dismantled, and added to the fact that, if you remember, as far back as July 2023, I had to cry out about disturbing signals. Combination of both some of the wrong step internally within the party and the wrong step Asuwaju as president of the country was taking, which include the fact that you remove fuel subsidy without any concrete plan to guarantee domestic production.
Okay.
You flood the exchange rate of the naira, without any guarantee to ensure that issues of importation is being handled critically. Look, this is not rocket science. So if you say,
Dr. Lukman,
in his last media chat, what concretely has he promised the nation? What is the evidence on ground?
Dr. Lukman.
Look,
Dr. Lukman.
For me, I think
yes.
We just have to bear our father's name. It's not about accessing opportunities in government, but about the need to move this country forward.
All right, Dr. Lukman, talking about moving this country forward, thank you for your passionate groundwork with this interview. But the first question I have for you is, are you saying there's no redemption at all for the APC? Because you yourself have admitted that if you look at the opposition parties, none of them, based on the way they are working currently, can pose a serious challenge to the APC as the ruling party currently. If you're for nation building, you want a party that can really move Nigeria forward, are you saying there's no hope for the APC at all? Or are there some redeeming factors that you, as one of the chieftains, at least ex-chieftains of the party, can work out to make sure that the APC is able to go back to its ideals of being progressive in nature, as was the beginning?
Well, first, in terms of whether APC can be redeemed or not, we tested the waters, and I have said it even here today. We spent more than 1 year doing internal advocacy, trying to push leaders of the party to allow structures of the party to function. But all I saw was that once leaders are comfortable with controlling government and they can assess opportunities in government, they don't care what happened in the party. Right now, APC as a political party is practically dead, and no meeting is taking place at all levels, Of course, that does not preclude the fact that when there is election, they quickly rally around themselves and produce candidates that don't have, for me, the legitimacy, the required legitimacy that you say is derived from organs of the party, So You are, of course, right in the sense that even the opposition parties are not any different, which is why, for me, I mean, we never had, I mean, we are working to produce alternatives. And when we say we are working to produce alternatives, like I highlighted in some of my writing, it's not only about producing. You can have a political party, another registered political party, but so long as the quality, the party is replicating exactly what obtained as the political culture of the country, you will have another clone PDP and APC put together. So in terms of our own vision, I mean, many of us are very clear with that. We have to produce a political party that will substantially be different from what exists at the moment. Of course, the next question I'm sure you are going to ask is that the same people in the opposition are also the same people who have formed PDP and APC. Of course, you are right. You will be right in that kind of criticism. But for me, I mean, we are not going to wait. Angels are not going to descend from heaven to come and fix Nigeria. Nigeria has to be fixed by citizens of this country, you know. And in doing that, which is why in the last open letter to former President Obasanjo, I made the point that we all have to have the humility to accept that fundamental mistakes have been made in the past. And we are all part of that problem. Unless we come with that humility, we will not be able to apply ourselves decently and correctly in a way that will prove to Nigerians that we are really working to correct the problem. And doing that is not rocket science. All we keep saying, I mean, look, I highlighted the point about the mindset of an average Nigerian politician. Once a Nigerian politician, all that you think about is that you want to be a candidate in 2027. And based on that, you are now working to manipulate the structure of the particular organ of the party, which will produce you as a candidate. Then, as far as I'm concerned, like I said in my open letter to President Obasanjo, such a person already has the, what I call the satanic genotype, based on Obasanjo's description, that Satan also produced leaders, you know. So I think it's a lot of hard work that is required. And for me, it's not to sit here and pretend that we are all innocent. We are not, you know. And my appeal to all of you in the media is that I think you also need to help us by way of engaging us much more positively, not in the cynical way that people believe that nothing positive. I believe this country is not a mistake. This country, whatever is our challenges, we can correct it. And engaging ourselves positively will be the determining factor in terms of whether we are able to correct it or not. Now, I have made this point severally. Nigeria has gone through all manner of challenges in our short history as a nation. And most of the challenges sometimes appear almost impossible. And a typical example is getting rid of military rule. You know, I mean, honestly, many people didn't believe that it would be possible to get rid of military rule by 1999. But we were able to achieve that, okay? Now, I also believe that it is possible to produce a functional political party that will substantially and qualitatively be different from what exists currently. And I believe the process of rebuilding the democracy of Nigeria can commence between now and 2027. Okay. And it is possible to produce leaders who will govern this country as democrats, as people who are representative, are responsive to the interests of Nigeria and not emperors, which is what we have today.
Okay, Mr. Lukman, good to see you again. Pleasure to see you, and felicities of the season. I'd like to ask you, where are those leaders as we speak today in Nigeria? Where are they? Is it the same old crop that we have tried?
I'm sorry, I can barely hear you.
I said, where are those leaders these leaders we've been looking for in Nigeria, where are they that will mount the position of a president? Is it the same old those as I've tried before running in the past? Secondly, where are those people, where are those patriots that have the genuineness to run the political party without thinking of their own selfish interests? Where are they? Where are they? Is it easy to get them? Are there many people like the Salihu Lukman?
I think I can answer the question.
Let me finish up. Are there still many people like the Salihu Lukmans of this world that could have been bloody rich by just staying on in the APC but chose to come out and decide to keep being that lone voice in the dark? How many people like Salihu Lukman are there in our society as we speak today? Where are the people, the Nigerian people that will believe in this new dream? Where are they? The same Nigerian people that are accustomed to the slavery mentality, that are divided on the lines of ethno-religious bigotry? Are they these people? So where are these three groups of people?
I can answer. Allow me, Rufai, allow me to answer the question.
Go ahead,
when you say where are the people, I will ask you, Rufai, why do you sit there and ask such a question? I think the challenge is before all of us. We need everybody. You are one of those, you have something to offer. And I think until and unless everybody recognize that we have roles to play in different way and engage the process, like I said, very much positively, with the belief and conviction that we can turn this country around. You will continue to ask such a question and you will stagnate in one place. I think my appeal to all of you, Rufai, and many Nigerians like you, is that we must not allow the wrong people to exercise monopoly of the political process. We must engage it, we must go in and open the space. We are not going to manufacture good people out of nothing, you know. And I'm doing what I think I need to do, and I'm absolutely sure also there are many people like me. You know, the question, which is the point I keep making, we need to all come together, you know, and begin to believe that we can turn this country around. Unless we do that, we'll continue to ask the question, and if you ask me, it may be the wrong question we are asking rather than applying ourselves in the right way.
Okay, Dr. Lukman. Now you are saying the opposition should come together to dislodge President Tinubu and the APC in 2027. It cannot be a one-man proposition. You know, you have the idea. Who and who are you talking with? Who are the persons that you think may be interested in this? Are you in touch with perhaps the PDP presidential candidate, the Labour Party presidential candidate? Because a coalition of the opposition cannot emerge in a vacuum. And do you think that there are other persons, like-minded persons, who are ready to take on the APC and President Tinubu in 2027? Who are some of those people?
No, I can tell you straight away, Dr. Bati. I mean, there are negotiations taking place, and the key people, almost the key leaders of the opposition, are all involved in that negotiation, and that. When, for instance, you even see the Labour Party presidential candidate going to deliver keynote address at the
American University,
Atiku Abubakar University in Yola.
American University.
All those are not happening accidentally. They are all part of the negotiation going on, and that I think there is a groundswell of recognition by leaders of the opposition that they need to come together. And I can tell you, nobody is left outside. Of course, there are, like I highlighted in the last open letter to former President Obasanjo, there are those who somehow are resisting to participate in the process. But we are not leaving them. We will continue to engage them. What I know is that maybe before the middle of 2025 or before the end of 2025, things will be clearer, and that the direction in terms of the progress we are making, because some of the benchmarks are there. For instance, the key issue is that if we are going to contest 2027 election, on what platform are we going to contest election? You know, those negotiations are taking place and the options are very clear, you know. So maybe before the middle of 2025, we'll provide answer to all of that. And because it's not going to be an underground activity to contest 2027 election and defeat Asuwaju. It's going to be openly done. You know, the structures of parties will have to be organized across the country, you know, and we have to prove that we are different, you know. We have to really build the confidence of Nigerians that this is a completely new arrangement. So it's, like I said, it's a hard work. It's not going to be easy, but we are committed to it, many of us.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Salihu Lukman. On that note, we'd like to thank you for joining us.